McNary Dam at River Mile 292.
Just like Bonneville near Cascade Locks and the Dalles Dam at Celilo Falls, McNary Dam was built for navigation.
Umatilla Rapids, just downstream of Wallula Gap, was the third major obstruction to ship traffic on the Columbia River.
The River and Harbor Act of 1945 authorized this and many other dams around the U.S.
This dam at Umatilla Rapids extended access through Wallula Gap, one of the most amazing geologic sites on the Columbia River.
Thousands of years ago, an inland sea near modern-day Tri-Cities broke through this particular uplift in the Earth's crust, releasing all that water downstream.
These truly epic Ice Age floods left behind 1,000-foot cliffs in the region we now call Wallula Gap.
And the site of the old Umatilla Rapids are part of what's left over. The dam creates a reservoir that extends 64 miles up to Richland, Washington, as well as 9 miles up the Snake River to Ice Harbor Dam.
Although it was completed too late to aid in World War II, there was definitely some amount of military strategic motivation to getting this and other projects done.
In 1941, the Umatilla Depot was first commissioned by the U.S. Army as a remote outpost for storing weapons and supplies for the war. In 1943, just across the hill by Hanford, the Manhattan Project began uranium enrichment along the Columbia River.
Access to these sites, not just by rail but also by sea, was an important strategic priority.
The completion of McNary Dam dramatically altered the community of Kennewick and Pasco's relationship with the river. What was once a sparsely populated farming region suddenly had to construct levees along the river to make room for the rising waters.
Today, the Tri-Cities of Washington are an active seaport, with millions of tons of goods shipped in and out every year.
And it's not just the private sector that uses the river. The U.S. military continues to ship materials up the Columbia, where it's offloaded just past Richland, and transported to the Hanford site.
Now you can say what you want about Cold War-era weapons stockpiling, but the unique geography of this region has been essential to the Department of Defense and Department of Energy's operations for the last 80 years.
And a portion of that geographic advantage came from McNary Dam. McNary features a navigation lock with a 75-foot drop, plus a power plant with a 1.1 gigawatt capacity. For an up-close view of the dam, visit the Fish Ladder and Visitor Center on the Oregon side, or even better, cross over into Washington and take the exit at Plymouth, then go for a short hike along the abandoned railroad grade. There's a pretty fantastic old tunnel through the basalt, and a trail with great views of the dam and the navigation lock.
Next, we're going to head up the Columbia and past the Tri-Cities to talk about the dam that could have been.